Now, I absolutely love imagery. It's so powerful. When we practice imagery, it helps us tap into our emotional systems, both in the body and the brain. And imagery work can evoke such significant shifts in emotion. It's really a very powerful tool that we have. And it's a tool that anyone can learn, anyone can use. So I really wouldn't underestimate the power of working with imagery, particularly when it comes to anxiety. And self-compassion is one of the ways that we can draw on imagery to help us tap into that feeling of calm and connection and kindness in a way that's not so verbal. It's a little bit more in the body than maybe with words and thoughts. So if you find the kind of talking to yourself and the self-talk a bit uncomfortable, then maybe this might be another way to help yourself tap into that felt sense of being comforted or soothed through a difficult moment. So as with all of these kind of imagery exercises, I want to give you this just as an invitation to try this today. It's completely up to you. You can just watch along and save it for future, or you can actually give this a go alongside with me. I know a number of you here have come to actually do this self-compassion with me. So let's give it a go together if you're up for that. Okay, it's just going to be 5 minutes. This imagery exercise, this particular one, is all about using color to help us imagine kindness coming in and to help you tap into the feeling of receiving compassion. So this can feel very strange the first time that you try it, but just see if you can allow yourself to go with it, okay? What we're doing here is we're actually working to stimulate certain areas of the brain, which are our centers of imagination, and that's very closely connected to the part of our brain which is where all of our emotions are held. So we're doing some stuff here when we're imagining, and it's a pretty amazing tool to have at your fingertips. So if you're feeling ready to do this with me today, it's just going to take us 5 minutes and you can just have an open mind and see how it feels for you. We're going to start just with some soothing rhythm breathing. So just gently coming into awareness of how your body is feeling right now and of the breath entering and leaving your body. So slow that down slightly if you can with every exhale. And as you notice what's happening in your body, because as soon as we start to focus on our breath, we also start to come into our body and notice how we're feeling in this moment. Whatever you notice, just try to notice it without judgment. Continue to breathe, inhaling, exhaling. And with every exhale, see if you can just slightly lengthening the exhale. And as you do so, letting your shoulders drop slightly more each time. Just letting go of any tension that you find there. When you're ready, I want you to start by imagining a color that you associate with compassion or kindness. Any color that conveys some kind of warmth and care and soothing. And this is very individual, there's no right or wrong. So just take a moment to think about what color that might be for you. And again, this might only be like a fleeting sense of color. It can be difficult to tap into our imaginal sense sometimes. But when you're ready, I want you to just try to imagine this compassionate color that you've chosen, the color that represents kindness and warmth to you. Just to imagine that color surrounding you. And as you inhale and exhale, imagine this color entering through your heart area. This is where we tend to feel most emotion. So just imagine this color going from surrounding you, starting to flow into your chest. And slowly, visualize the color spreading through your body as you breathe. And you might want to think of this color as a mist that flows through you, or a light. And it just has that sense of wisdom, strength, and warmth. And that central quality of complete, deep kindness. Now, you might want to bring a facial expression to your own face as you do this exercise. Just embodying that warmth and that kindness towards yourself. Now, as you imagine the color flowing through your body, just allow yourself to feel that the main purpose, the only purpose of this colorful mist, this colorful light, is to strengthen you and support you. That's all it's here to do, right? It's here just to lend its support to you in this moment without judgment. So just breathe it in. And if you notice that there's some blocks and this is uncomfortable or there are some barriers, just recognize those, right? Notice them popping up, label them. Sometimes it's helpful just to label that as thinking or distractions. And just bring your mind back to trying to focus on visualizing this compassionate color flowing in and all around. Just going to breathe in and out a few more times. Noticing the places that you find it most helpful to send your compassionate color. And in a minute, we'll open our eyes, come back to the present moment. So take a couple more breaths here. And then gently move your attention from inside your body to bringing it to whatever you can sense in the room around you, wherever you are. Any sounds, the feeling of where you're sitting, the smells. Just open your eyes and let your mind take in where you are for a moment or two. Okay, how did you find that? As I said, this stuff can feel strange at first, okay? Most of us are not used to treating ourselves with kindness anyway. And to actually try to lean into the feelings, the felt physical sense of what this feels like in your body can be quite unusual. So just remember that when we are using imagery to connect with a sense of self-compassion, this is really just another mechanism, another pathway than the verbal, than the self-talk, to begin to experience that same feeling of compassion and kindness flowing in and helping you through a difficult emotion. So just noticing what that feels like as well. Now, over the next few days, I'd like you to just try and practice this color imagery whenever you're having a hard moment. So, this might be anything from like trying to get out of the door on time with your toddler, or having a challenging parenting moment, or any wave of sadness or anxiety. The amazing thing about self-compassion, when you think about it as a tool, is that it really can help us with a wide range of emotions. Anything really, from anger, sadness, anxiety, definitely kind of shame and embarrassment and regrets. Being able to bring a sense of kindness and compassion into our distress can be a pathway out of that feeling, instead of adding additional layers of kind of self-criticism or shame, or kind of wallowing around in the difficult feeling and not being able to find a way out. So if you're having any difficult moment in the next little while, however big or small, I'd like you to see if you can try. You may want to try and just reach for the self-compassion practice that we've done today. And notice, just try it and just notice what happens. Do you find yourself having any little sense of your body relaxing? Do you find yourself more able to connect to some more kind of balanced and helpful thoughts? And do you find yourself, able to find just a bit more strength and resilience to get through that moment and move on with the rest of your day? Now, this is a skill, and I always just wanted to kind of end today by just reminding everybody that self-compassion is a skill. So it's not something that most of us find that immediately easy or natural to start to practice. I know I definitely didn't when I first came across the whole idea of treating myself with kindness and compassion. It takes practice to get used to it, but it is a skill. So it is a skill that any of us can learn, and it really does offer us a significantly more helpful and powerful way to move through difficult emotions. As always, this community and the resources that we've created at the Birth Healing Collective are there for you. So if you have had a difficult birth experience and you're preparing to give birth again, do go to our website, check out the free resources that we have there. There's a couple of pre-recorded classes and workshops that you can purchase the recording for a small price. And there's also, if you'd like to explore ways to work with me in your pregnancy going forward, there are also the Better Birth program and the Birth Healing program, which are ways to work with me. If you've got any questions about today, do just send me a message. If there's anything that's come up for you in the course of kind of practicing this self-compassion that you wanted to ask me, just send me a message. I am here. Okay, it's been really lovely to chat to you all today. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.